However, I would like to give you also some example of how social media can be used for education and communication in the case of the Ebola outbreak. There are some campaigns that they encourage people to share information about the Ebola, how to avoid the disease to get contagious, and also to recognize the symptoms. Then in here you have another sample from the West African country that they make an application showing all the issues related to the symptoms. Also, you have information about where to call, when to call the Ebola line. You have also educational videos. Actually, the application has been quite popular. Interesting, in Spain, that we had one nurse infected of Ebola, you don't find any application from the government regarding the Ebola outbreak. You will find this example, the Ebola protocol. There's actually a game making fun of the hospital where the infected nurse was hospitalized, and also making fun of the government. This is not a very good example, but it's out there, and you should be aware there are people also making fun of Ebola and health authorities. This is actually a lost opportunity for communication from the Spanish Health Ministry. Ebola is also has been addressed the Ebola crisis with the use of SMS for health education. This is very important because SMS and mobile phones is highly popular in many of the African countries. This is a slide from the TTC, and there are many other examples. In addition, social media has been used to try to fight the stigma from Ebola survivors. So you have many videos from survivors that they are trying to explain their story, and this is a campaign from the World Health Organization to fight the stigma around Ebola, which is very important after the crisis because you need to recover not only the healthcare system but also the community that have been stricken by Ebola. Now I will explain a little bit you the benefits of social media as a summary. With social media, we have the opportunity to gather a lot of data that can allow us to do real-time monitoring to try to detect very early the crisis, to react very quickly to any change on the crisis, and also to monitor the effects of any communication campaign that we do in the short term. We don't have to wait months. We can see actually how people change searching data, etc. With social media, we have a global reach with very low cost. With that, I mean that even from Spain, I am able to track online newspaper from Sierra Leone automatically in real time. This is actually something that, if you compare with offline methods, may take months, and you have actually to move to those countries. We also have, in addition, a lot of data sources. We have sensors, we have mobile phones, we can ask people, we can analyze content from social media, and one of the advantages of social media monitoring for health communication crisis is very easy to scale. You don't you can deploy a server to track Twitter or YouTube within one day. If you want to send SMS, you don't need to buy new phones to the population. You can just do a campaign and send an SMS to everybody without having to buy any new computer. And that's very good because you reduce quite a lot the cost. However, the benefits are coming with some challenges that I will explain now. It's becoming extremely complex to analyze all those data sources. We don't really have any tool that actually will integrate everything in a meaningful way that public health authority policymakers can actually do better decisions using those tools. It's very hard to make any application that will help them. So we need to understand the data, But first of all, we need to understand the question we want to make to that data. Once we know the question, we will be able to make better tool for policymakers. And in the long term, one of the challenge will be to try to forecast and to simulate what will happen when you do something to prevent misinformation, and to try to forecast if this rumor actually will be a problem or not. We have no clue when we see something online whether that will become something viral and a huge problem from a health communication point of view or not. For example, nobody knew that actually the salty water remedy for Ebola in Nigeria was going to become viral and people even dying because of that. If we manage to simulate and forecast if that misinformation will be a problem, then we have a very powerful tool. Another major challenge is in enforcement. As you have seen, people are using social media to sell fake cures for Ebola. You also have people using the internet to sell counterfeit medicine like Viagra, etc. And that's a huge health problem in many countries. It's very hard to enforce information online, and I don't have any solution for that. Once we have many different data sources, we will need to integrate them. And also something that you need to take into account, training. Social media is not very simple and it changed a lot within the years. Right now, pretty much everybody in Spain and in many countries using WhatsApp, Viber, or any SMS messaging app. 3 years ago, it was nobody. So this is a medium that is changing so quickly that will require continuous training all the time. And just to finalize, I would like to recommend you to take a look into the World Economic Forum report about the global risk in the year 2013. They highlight actually one of the major challenge worldwide that we are facing is something that they call the digital wildfires of misinformation in a hyper-connected world. A rumor in one country can spread to other country and can have consequences that we don't understand. The best way to explain that is to try to see that we have nowadays wildfires of misinformation that can have many negative effects. Now, just to finalize, I will explain a little bit the conclusion. First of all, social media has a huge impact in the global scale, the country, and also in local crises. It's developing very quickly, and we are really lacking tools and methods for research and also for policy making. There is a little bit of chaos. It's a very complex environment, so we need to use complex system science to try to better understand the issues. In order to understand what is going on and to try to help authorities to better manage health communication crisis in social media, we will need a lot of multidisciplinary research. We need researchers with background in social science, we need computer scientists, we need social media experts, we need people with communication background, etc., etc. Once we integrate big data and data analytics of social media, we will realize that we can try to monitor a lot of things that will help the health communication for companies, for governments, and even for countries. And this actually will be a very successful and growing business, which is now just emerging. If you have any question, here you have my contact information. Thank you very much.